Still orientation is locked. I don't know why is this stop for. I don't know why it's telling me orientation is locked. Welcome to live church. No, definitely our next class is going to be better than this, definitely. No, first time. Even why get glitches. Oh boy. I just hope Wyke is able to resolve their glitches with the result that was released 2 days ago. Those one that they are just sharing E8 everywhere. Okay, Raphael, you are in. Sorry about that. Miracle, thank you. Sorry about that. We like all the glitches. That glitch. Even why except they get glitch. Okay, I think I'll just go ahead to start to continue from where I stop. We'll just take that video as part one. Then we'll take this as the continuation of that video. Later, I'll see how I can be able to put them together. You know. But where we stop from that before that interruption now is, if you can hear me properly, let me know, please. Can you hear me properly? Are we together? I'm waiting for a response. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just let me know you can hear me properly. Okay. Miracle, thank you. Okay, I know a lot of people are still going to look at this video later on. Like where we stop before the interruption is this. I was trying to ask a question because Rafa asked a question. If do all living organisms express all the characteristics of living things? Like there are some, they just express the basic ones, the one that can just enable them to be able to survive. For why they might not really express everything like in total, but they can express the one that is good enough for them to be able to survive, able to live. The one they cannot produce, they get it from another organism. Remember relationship between host and prey in your SS2. You were taught about association. So this organism have a way of collaborating with other organisms for them to be able to survive. Whatever they don't have, they can get it from their hosts. You understand? They can use the host organism to do whatever they want to do when they don't have that ability to be able to do those things. Now, I was asking a question on locomotion, that do plants carry out locomotion? I think I got some responses here and there. So a lot of people say yes, and some people said yes, and then is it He said, Graphic said, yes, but restricted. Okay, we'll go into that. We'll go into that seriously, especially when, because my intention is to look at the characteristics of living things one by one, one by one. And thank God, the first one is movement. Let me explain movement because I'm going to use movement to answer that question I asked about plants carrying out locomotion. Let me start with that. But in our next class, definitely we are going to get a board where we can show some workings, understand. But for this introductory class, let me just deal with this movement because I asked the question. Now, for movement, my definition, not in any textbook. Now write it down. If for those that want to write or for those that want to watch it again later. Now, movement is change in position of an organism from one point to another. Movement is change in position of body parts of an organism. That's very important. Body parts. Movement is change in position of body parts of an organism from one point to another. That's movement. Change in position of an organism, change in position of body parts of an organism, change in position of body parts of an organism from one point to another. You can put that down. That's the definition of movement. Movement is change in position. But what is changing in position is the body parts of the organism that is changing. So when there's a change in the body parts, when there is a change in the position of the body parts of an organism, we say that it's a movement. Change in position of body parts of an organism is called movement. Okay, I should increase my volume. Can you hear me properly now? Okay, movement is change in position of body parts of an organism. If I'm better, let me know I'm better because it's better now. Okay, good. So movement is change in position of body parts of an organism from one point to another. Remember, movement is the first in the acronym Mr. Ninja DHCL, which is the characteristics of living things. So M is for movement. And I'm telling you now that movement is change in position of body parts of an organism from one point to another. Change in position of body parts. So this is movement. Moving my head left to right, or changing the position like of my fingers. This is movement. Moving my body left to right is movement. This is movement. Everything I'm doing right now is called movement. It is for both SS3, SS1, because what I'm discussing right now is actually the beginning, the foundation of biology. So for any SS1 student to be here right now, oh, you are doing yourself a very beautiful thing, because I'm pushing the biological ideology, the concept of biology into your mind right now. If you didn't, I'm going to post the other video. It's on my private right now, but when I'm done, I will post it so that those people that are just coming in can watch it later and understand where we started from. We started by defining biology as a subject. I will say that biology, the word biology, is not an English word. It's a Greek word. In fact, it's a combination of two words, bio and logy. All those explanations, they are in the previous video before the interruption that we had. I'm going to post it you're going to watch it and you wonder, you can now use that first video to connect to this second video. Then you will have a better understanding of what we are discussing right now. Like I said, we are already looking at the characteristics of living things, which is Mr. Naga DACL. And I said that these characteristics are the things that we see in the organisms. And I said organisms are a combination of plants and animals, which are living things. Remember, I also said that biology studies living things as well as non-living things, because both cannot live in isolation. The non-living things need the living things to survive. The living things also need the non-living things to survive. Without the living things, the non-living things will go into extinction, meaning they will become they will not exist anymore. They go into extinction. They will not exist anymore. That's the meaning of going into extinction. Now, I've defined movement for you. I said movement is change in position of body parts of an organism from one point to another. Movement is not the same thing as locomotion. Locomotion is change in position of the whole organism from one point to another. Movement is change in position of the whole organism from one point to another. While movement is change in position of body parts. So that is to say, in movement, I can, at the way I am now, I can carry out movement. But the way I am now, I cannot carry out locomotion. For me to carry out locomotion, I must move from this point, from point A to point B. The whole of my body must move from one point to another. That is locomotion. But for plants, plant can only carry out movement. Plant cannot carry out locomotion. Have you seen plants? Have you seen the maize plant moving in your area before? You come and greet you, say hello, hi. If you see full plants moving towards your house, everybody in your house will base. They'll say, hey, the gods have come to visit mankind. So when you see the whole organism leaving a particular spot to another spot, that is no longer movement. That is now what we call locomotion. So plants don't carry movement. Plants don't carry locomotion. They carry out movement. I'm trying to read what is here. It says, but it can be mostly seen in bending and turning right. Exactly. While maintaining their position, they can bend to the left and what? Bend to the right. That is movement. But the whole plant cannot leave that spot to another spot. So when the whole plant from the root move to another spot, then that is no longer movement. It is what we call locomotion. So when you are walking, you leave your class, you are walking towards the lab. That is not movement, that is locomotion. But while you are now in the lab, you are seated, you are talking, you are moving your hand, you are writing, you are talking with your teacher. That is movement. You are making movement. You make movement with your eyes, make movement with your head, make movement with your hand. That's movement. So there's difference between movement and locomotion. There's difference between movement and locomotion. So locomotion, I will define again, is the change in position of the whole organism from one point to another point. The whole organism must be involved. Once the whole organism is involved in the change of position from one point to another, then we say it is locomotion. But once the whole organism is not involved, it's just what is moving now. My left hand and my what? Right hand is what moving now. Then it is this that we call movement, not locomotion. So plants cannot carry out locomotion. Plant can only carry out movement. It's only animals that carry out both movement and locomotion. Okonta Mira, is it Marvel? It's only plants. Plants can only carry out movement. It's only animals that can carry out both movement and locomotion at the same time. Only animals can carry out movement and locomotion at the same time. So everything you see me doing now, with all this gesticulation that you are seeing, all this hand movement, all this hand change of position of my hand, my eyes, my head, everything you see right now is movement, not locomotion. And this is one of the characteristics of living things, movement. So both plants and animal carry out what? Movement. So when an organism shows this characteristic, then we say such an organism is a living organism. So this is one of the ways we recognize a living thing, by their characteristics. Is it clear? If it's clear, let me know in the comment section. So for those that are just coming in, I'm going to post the first part of the video so that you can watch it to understand this second part of the video. Yes, when we say plant and animal, humans inclusive, human is grouped under animals. Humans is grouped under animals. We are referred to as Homo sapiens under the hierarchy of classification. We are Homo sapiens under the hierarchy of classification. We belong to the same Homo, like the Homo erectus, Homo habilis, all those chimpanzee apes. We belong to the same family. I'm sorry. But we are higher in terms of our level of reasoning and coordination. So we are classified as Homo sapiens. We have what we call Homo erectus. We have what we call Homo habilis. So we share the same genus with apes, with chimpanzee, with gorilla. So when we say plant and animal, man is under animal. But like I will always say, I am created in the image and likeness of God. I refuse to be an animal. But biologically, we are Homo sapiens. Biologically, we are Homo sapiens. We are grouped, we belong to that family of sapiens. When you say Homo sapiens, I'm going to teach you that. Is this what I'm saying right now in biology? It is called hierarchy of classification. Hierarchy of classification. In fact, as the way I'm saying it now, I remember, I just, in the previous video, I was saying something, because biology, because of the nature of the subject, is kind of broad in a way. So we have strategies, and one of the strategies is that you must have a way of minimizing this broad subject to make it very small by developing skills on how to create acronyms. Like what we are looking at now, characteristics of living things. The Mr. Niger DACL is an acronym. It will be difficult for you to forget Mr. Niger D. For those ones just coming into SS1, it is difficult for you to forget Mr. Niger D. I believe you've heard about Mr. Niger D before. If they are there, let me hear yes. If they taught you Mr. Niger D in JSS 3, JSS 2, JSS 1, I believe you were taught Mr. Niger D. If they are in this life, let me see you type yes. But coming into senior school, we are trying to. I'm hearing you know. You've never heard about Mr. Niger D. Wow. Okay, I'm going to post the previous video so that you can connect with what we discussed about Mr. Niger D. How we got to Mr. Niger D is when we are talking about how we recognize living things. That's how we got to. So we recognize living things by their characteristics. Mr. Niger D. Mr. Niger D. Mr. M-R. That's Mr. Then Niger. N-I-G-E-R. Niger. Then D. Just normal letter D. D for devil. D for devotion. Then A. C-L. When you put them together, it's an acronym which we call Mr. Niger D. But in senior school, it's not just Mr. Niger D. That's supposed to be in junior school. It's supposed to J1, J2, even in primary school. It should teach you Mr. Niger D. But there's an advanced knowledge. It's not Mr. Niger D anymore. It's Mr. Niger Dal. D-A-C-L. Mr. Niger Dal. If you know it, please write it on the comment section. Let others pick it from there. Just help me write Mr. Niger Dal. Mr. Niger Dal. I'm waiting for the first person to write that. Maybe we'll be giving out some giveaway now for the first person that will be giving us. I was taught in J3. Okay. Yes. Oh yeah, write it now. Write Mr. Niger Dal for me. Write Mr. Niger Dal. Mr. Nigerodacl. Can you write it on the comment section? Thank you. I'm waiting for somebody to write that. It's an acronym. And there's something I want to say about acronym. Like, you can actually use acronym to learn biology with ease. Acronym help you to minimize the broad notes into a very small note when you use acronym. And also acronym also enable you to remember terms. Acronym also enable you to remember a lot of things in biology. Like we are discussing characteristics of living things now. We are using the acronym Mr. Niger DACL. The first letter there, M, is for movement. I will just define movement. I will just tell you the difference between movement and locomotion. I will tell you that movement is carried out by both plant and animal, but locomotion is only carried out by animals, not plants. I will tell you the difference between movement and locomotion. These are all foundations of biology. So when you have this knowledge coming into SS1, a student that want to study biology in SS1, coming with this knowledge, fine, guy, you're already there. Because you are coming with, you already have the concept of the subject. I'm waiting for somebody to type Mr. Niger DACL. So you're already coming with this concept of the subject. You already know the concept of the subject. So once you know the concept of the subject, then every other thing is just the building. You start building on the concept. What is the concept? Is the fact that, one, biology is the study of life. What type of life? Plant life and animal life. Now, this biology also tends to study the environment, the relationship between the plant and animal to the environment, their relationship. Biology wants to study about it. Want you to know their relationship between the living and the non-living part of the environment. So biology is interested in the study of life as well as where these organisms, where they dwell. You can get that in my previous video. So everything you start learning in biology is just life. Plants and what? Animals. That is all about biology. Plants and animals in relation to their environment. If you watch the previous video, it tells you that they don't live in isolation. They need each other for them to survive. I think I use photosynthesis, the process by which plants manufacture their own food using sunlight. In fact, I said photosynthesis. Photo there means light. And you remember, light is not a living thing. Light is not a living thing. But living thing, which is plant, needs the non-living thing, which is light, to produce food. And that's one of the major processes through which plants manufacture their own food, even though we have other processes like chemosynthesis, plants using chemicals by all those bacteria and fungi. But for plants, majorly, they depend on photosynthesis to be able to produce their own food. So we've been able to clear all doubts that has to do with, yes, thank you, Marvel. So M there is for movement, arrow is for respiration, N is for nutrients, I is for irritability or sensitivity. It's the same thing. G is for growth. E is for excretion. Arrow is for reproduction. D is for death. A is for adaptation. C is for competition. And L is for lifespan. So we have been able to explain M, which is movement. We gave you the definition of M, and also we told you the difference between movement and what? Locomotion. So that has been established already. If you don't get it, then go back and listen again and again and again. Definitely you will get it. Now, before I move into arrow, which is respiration, that I'm going to need board to do that, because I'm going to show you a lot of things. Even this movement I'm discussing right now, I'm still going to go back to it again. We're using board to be able to bring out so you can understand better. And I'll advise that in our next class, please make sure you are with your Bible, you are with your paper, you are with your book. On top of that book, just write my vademecum, my biology vademecum on the notebook, on the exercise book. Write my biology vademecum. If you think you understand what I just said, now write it in the comment section. My biology vademecum. And if you can tell me the meaning, maybe we'll just do giveaway this morning. My biology vademecum. You can put that in the comment section. My biology vademecum. You can make sure you have it on a exercise book, because in our next class we'll be doing so much on the board, and it is going to. This is just like a summer class for the SS1 students coming into senior school that will be learning biology for the first time in their life, and also, as well as the SS3 student going back again to brush out their foundation as far as the subject is concerned. So I'll be doing that. I'll be giving you information when I'll be coming live to do this. So just make sure, but I will advise you to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, so that when I come live, we will not need to be sharing link. Everybody will just be in the house to be able to learn this. So it is biology conversation, discussion. So it is discussing biology with Uncle Ola. We'll just be talking biology. At the same time, you are learning. We'll discuss it. We'll make it very sweet and very simple for you to be able to comprehend. Because it's actually how the way the subject is. The subject is not difficult, because it has to do with life, your day-to-day activity. When you look through your window, you see plants. When you look through your window, you see animals. These are things that you will see every day. So biology tends to study plant and animal in relation to their what? Environment. That's what biology is all about. Yes, I means irritability. Nice one. Who is doing that job? You can express them out for people that will join later to get it. I for irritability. But there's something I want to quickly do. I want to do differences between death and lifespan. Both of them, they in terms of their meaning, they are very close. If you think you know, you can put it in the comment section. Differences between death and lifespan. I will give you 1 minute. Differences between death and lifespan. Are they the same? What is the difference between death and lifespan? Because for organism to be able to show that they are living, they must die. They must have the ability and the capacity to die. It's also one of the characteristics of living things. Living, then, can you imagine having living things having the characteristics to die? Then there's what we call lifespan. There's what we call death. What is the difference between lifespan and death? If you know it, put it in the comment section. What is the difference between lifespan and death? Okay, no sir. He said lifespan is the amount of time you have to live. What is now death? Yeah, Miracle is agreeing to that statement. So what is death? So you are going to get your book. On your book, you are going to write My Biology Vade Mekong with Uncle Ola. Write it on the exercise book. Let's see how far we are able to go before you resume in September. So death is the ability to die while lifespan is the period an organism have to live. So I don't agree with the ability to die. What is die? Should I ask you what is die? It is death we're asking. What is death? What's the difference between lifespan and death? Difference between lifespan and death. What is death? So I'm waiting for you guys. What is death? What is lifespan? I'm getting good response on lifespan, but I don't think. Okay, let me check Nosa response on death. Okay, Nosa said lifespan is the amount of time you have to live. What about death, Nosa? What about death? I'm waiting for somebody to give me a response on that. I'll give you 30 seconds, then I will talk about that and probably end this session of the live for today. Hopefully, tomorrow 11 to 1, we'll be with our board and we'll do a review of everything that we have discussed now, and we'll push it a little bit further. Yes. Oh, Nosa is still thinking. Okay. Okay. Let me just help out here. Now, death is the end of life. Cessation of life. Okay, death can be defined as the moment when someone's life comes to an end. Yes, death is the end of life. Death is the end of life. It's the cessation of life. That's death. Death is the cessation of life. When life comes to an end, they will say death has occurred. But lifespan, a lot of you got it right. Lifespan is the duration. Lifespan is the duration. Lifespan is the duration between natality and mortality. If you get it, put it on the comment section. Lifespan is the duration. Like somebody said, the amount of time you have to live. Like Raphael said it very well. The how did the Raphael put his own? It's a lifespan is the period. Yes, organisms have to live. The period, the duration between natality and mortality. These are biological terms which I'm going to explain. But if you get what I said, can you put it on the comment section? Lifespan is the duration between natality and mortality. If you get that, put it on the comment section. I'll say it for the last time. It is the duration between natality, 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 and mortality. Natality means birth. Mortality means death. So the period of existence between birth and death is what we call lifespan. The period of existence of an organism between birth and death, that period between birth and death, that period is what we call lifespan. The period of existence of an organism, or the duration of existence of an organism between natality, meaning birth, mortality, meaning death. That period in between, from when an organism is born to when an organism will die, is what we call lifespan. And every organism have their various lifespan. For humans, we don't call it life, we call it life expectancy. Who have heard about that before? Life expectancy. If you know the current life expectancy rate in Nigeria, if you know it, put it in the comment section. If you get it right, then you get something from me at the end of this class. Life expectancy rate in Nigeria, if you know it, put it in the comment section. Yes, the end of all living things. So in humans, we say it is life expectancy rates. That is what we call lifespan for humans. Every organism have their specific lifespan. Ademolu, fantastic. Every organism have their specific lifespan. Remember, we have defined lifespan as the duration of existence, the duration of the period of existence of an organism from when they are born to when they die. Mosquito have their own lifespan. Lion have his own lifespan. Let me ask you this question. Between lion and tortoise, which one have the longest lifespan? Lion, they say, is the king of the jungle. Lion, they say, is the king of the ring. But between lion and tortoise, which one lives more? Which one has a higher lifespan? Between lion and tortoise. Tortoise. Do you know the lifespan? Tortoise can live over 200 years. Are you aware? Tortoise can live over 200 years. Over 200 years. So tortoise that is very slow can live higher, has higher life expectancy rate, or has higher lifespan than lion. Even though lion is the king of the jungle. So every organism have their specific lifespan. Every organism have their specific lifespan. So it is the period between natality and mortality. Have you heard your parents saying they are going for antenatal? Antenatal. It means pre-birth. Nata now means birth. That is why they tell you they are going for antenatal. Because antenatal is the period before birth. Natality is birth. Mortality is death. The period is what we call lifespan. So you see that we are starting looking at the characteristics of living things. So in this class, this morning, we have been able to look at movement, death, and lifespan among the acronym called Mr. Niger DACL. In our tomorrow class, 11 to 1, we are going to do a review of this again. Then we'll push further and start, because at the end of these characteristics of living things, if you're able to follow through, guy, going into the senior school for the JSS students and for the SS3 students, I'm reorganizing, working on your foundation again as far as biology is concerned. You will go into your new class in September with a better sound clarity as far as the subject is concerned. So we'll be having this conversation discussing biology with Uncle Ola, maybe twice a week, maybe thrice a week, as time will permit me. I'll just send you the updates. But I would advise everyone to subscribe, turn on your notification button, so that anytime I come live, they don't need to be sending you link, before you can connect. But we'll always do that anyway. So in this class, we've been able to study about characteristics of living things, just the 3 out of the acronym Mr. Niger DACL. Yeah. So, for those people that have been with us from the beginning, how far? Have I been able to clear 1 or 2 things in your mind as far as the subject is concerned? If I've done that, let me know. If you still have any little doubt or any little misconception here and there, let me know, so that in our next class, we'll also put in more effort to clear those gray areas. For the first video, for those people just coming in, I'm going to post the first video, so that when you watch the first video and watch this one, you will have a better understanding. Then if you now have any question in our tomorrow class, please come with it. We will deal with it. Because I know I have students just coming into SS1 for the first time. So that's why I'm taking my time to give it to you from the very basic, from the foundation. And that is also going to help those people in SS2 also, to also help them correct 1 or 2 things. That's the vision, that's the goal. To introduce the concept to the new student coming in, and also to correct any misconception those older students might have as far as the subject is concerned, the subject of biology. Very fantastic subject. So if there's anything, for those that have been here from the beginning, there's anything you are still not clear with as far as the subject is concerned, or those people just coming in, they're just hearing biology for the first time, or don't want to study biology for the first time, especially the JSS coming to SS1, you have any issue, please send it to me. You can put it on the comment section. I'll go through them, I'll compile them, then I'll use it for my next video. Have any question? Maybe somebody told you something about biology before. Biology is this one. Don't worry. Just put those things in the comment section. I will take care of it when I come live again. When I have the opportunity of coming live again. Understand? So that is it for today. My name is Sirimen Uncle Ola as far as biology is concerned. Then when I'm dealing on football, it's OLA BALLER. You understand? That premiership will be starting soon. On Sunday is Charity Cup, So that is it. So if there's can I get a feedback from you guys? I think I'm done right now. And any moment from now, I'll be leaving this place. So for those just coming in, don't worry, I'm going to post the first video. When you watch the first video and watch this one, if there's any issue, please put it on the comment section. So I'll go through them. If you have any question, any doubt, any confusion, anything somebody told you, any misconception, put it there. We'll clear everything. Clear your mind. And you will go into the senior school and in September, having a bright perspective about the subject. I believe you right now. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dominic. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think I have to go now. Thank you. I will see.